Okay, here's you didn't think it could get any worse with Joe Biden? You didn't think he could piss in your face any harder? Now he's shitting in your mouth. I made a promise to someone today I would stop swearing, and here I am being disgusting, but so be it. Here is Joe Biden. Joe Biden on the U.S. military budget. I've met with a number of my advisors. Do those advisors come straight from Raytheon? Yes, they do. I've met with a couple of my advisors, and some have suggested in certain areas the budget is going to have to be increased. He's talking about the military budget. The military budget is up as much as $2 trillion. So they've increased the military budget under Trump $132 billion a year. That's not 1 year. That's every year in perpetuity, which is where you get $2 trillion over 10 years. Joe Biden says he may further increase the military spending if elected. What's the difference between these candidates again?
Exactly.
This is the guy in the middle of a Great Depression. We already spent more on the military than the next 13 countries combined. We're occupying 8 countries. We're bombing 8 countries. Occupying Afghanistan. It's unbelievable. Committing a genocide in Yemen. That's his priority. He's not giving you health care in the middle of a pandemic. This is a joke. That people are voting for this guy and they're proclaiming it like they're good people. My neocon advisors assure me that we need an even bigger military budget before we start a new wave of forever wars. We're in Afghanistan 20 frickin' years. This is exactly what we need right now. Thank you, Brett. Hey, guess Project Lincoln is getting their trade-off, huh? Yes. Atrocious. 188 Democrats joined the GOP to hand Trump $738 billion in the military budget that includes a space force. It is Orwellian for Congress to hand out billions of dollars worth of weapons and bombs to a president waging a horrific unconstitutional war in Yemen and call that progressive. Don't you feel like a chump voting for Joe? You don't feel like a sucker, not even for a second? Like a complete chump sucker, and that voting for Joe Biden is just another problem that you're going to have to clean up? Joe Biden isn't a fix for Donald Trump. Joe Biden makes things fucking worse because people are going to go to sleep. Joe Biden championed the Iraq War. Will that come back to haunt him now? No. No, it will not. Hey, fact check. Joe Biden again dishonestly suggests he opposed the Iraq War from the beginning. I know. Joe Biden was the strongest Democratic supporter of the war. In fact, even after the war started and it was clear it was bullshit, he still wagged his finger at Democrats who didn't support it hard enough. Hey, how did the Army exceed its recruiting goals this year? It was a student loan crisis, not the war, as service leaders said. How did the Army exceed its recruiting? Student loan crisis. Exacerbated by Joe Biden's policies. Hey, Biden suggests he would veto Medicare for all over its price tag.
And he's a good friend of Bernie's.
Joe Biden wants to increase the military budget. Well, why would he veto Medicare for all if it came up? Because of its price tag. Black disabled veteran sentenced to spend 60 months in prison for medical marijuana. Here's Joe Biden getting confronted by a real veteran, someone who actually had to serve in those bullshit wars that he voted for and pushed. Watch what happens.
I'm an Air Force veteran here with Army veterans. We're just wondering why we should focus on voted for a war and enable a war. Thousands of our brothers and sisters countless rockets. You enabled that war. You also gave a medal to a man who enabled that war and caused that war. Your blood is on your hands as well. And you're disqualified. You're disqualified. My friends are dead. Because of your fault.
So is my son. Okay? For you. That doesn't matter, right? No, it doesn't matter. It matters a lot to me. Let me tell
I'm
you
sure it
something.
does. And I'm not going after your son.
You better not.
I'm not. No, I'm not going after your son. You are disqualified, sir. Disqualified. The blood is on your hands. Blood is on your hands. No. My brothers and sisters died in Iraq and Afghanistan. And he enabled that to happen. He enabled that to happen. He is disqualified. He is disqualified. No way he can be president. They are dead. Millions are dead in Iraq. He will not be allowed to be president. Disqualified. Trump is more anti-war than you.
Fucking bullshit. Fucking imperialist. We actually fought in your damn wars. We fought in your wars. You sent us to hurt civilians. We hurt civilians. You pushed us out to do it.
And do you see the good white people telling them to shut up, go away with your fucking reality about who this guy is? They start chanting over the people who were sent to fight in those wars by Joe Biden. This is called a room full of pieces of shit. The whole country's a piece of shit. The best people in this country are the 100 million people who don't participate in this. These are good people. The result of your fucking criminality is presented to you and you shout them down. These are garbage people. Joe Biden is a garbage person. These people, anybody proud to vote for Joe Biden is a garbage person. You're no better than Trump or Trump voters. You're no better. This is how you treat the military. This is how you treat the military. At a Joe Biden function, you shout them down and tell them to get the hell out of there. That's how you treat them. You don't give a fuck. You're no better than Trump. Joe Biden voters are no better than Trump voters. Joe Biden's no better than fucking Trump. The Democrats are no better than the Republicans. And this country is fucking sick. Sick to its core.
You know, on that video, Jimmy, you can see who's the person who has courage.
That's right.
You can see
it's
the
not
person.
Joe Biden.
You can see the person who actually has integrity.
That's right.
And who's standing alone in that
Alone
room.
in that room.
And saying that he should not be president. And then Joe Biden's response is to lie.
To lie. Joe Biden tweeted out, "You deserve a president who tells you the truth." Well, true, that president sure as fuck isn't you. Oh, I wish I had that video of the first time Joe Biden ran for president, of him just nonstop lying. I finished first in my class. I was the most outstanding political science student. I was top of my class. None of that stuff was true. I had 3 majors. None of it. All made up. He said it right into camera. All phony.
The bottom of his class, C student.
He was a bad student. Bottom of his
Caught
class.
for plagiarizing papers, plagiarizing speeches.
We've already lost this election. Raytheon, Halliburton, Boeing, Exxon, Wall Street, Blue Cross, Eli Lilly have already won. They've won every election since 1980, and we've all lost every one of them. It's beyond a joke. It's beyond an insult. It's beyond anything that anybody could say they're voting for Joe Biden to make anything better. It's just a joke. They all go, wow, the kids in cages. Joe Biden built those cages and put those kids in those cages. You're going to vote for the cage builder to get rid of the cages?
Huh.
You fucking chump. This country will never demand anything from its political class because the political class owns the media. And that's it. Propaganda rules. Half the country believes in QAnon. Half the country believes in Russiagate. Congratulations, America. You're a failed state. If you believe in Russiagate, you're as every bit as gullible and stupid as anybody who ever talked about QAnon. Everyone. I couldn't work for a news organization that was talking about QAnon every fucking day, just like I couldn't work for a news organization that was Russiagating every fucking day. And no shame or apologies to come, ever, about it. Never. No shame, none. I am destructive to America, and who gives a fuck? Not only am I destructive to America, but to the left. And then you tell people to vote for fucking Joe Biden like you're some kind of a good person instead of a fucking idiot. Instead of a willing dupe who's a conspiracy theorist and in aid of the establishment. At least Alex Jones tells conspiracies that are supposed to be anti-establishment. Everybody on the left doing Russiagate, they're doing conspiracies that aid the establishment, the one they're supposed to be against, but they're really not. They're in bed with the establishment. Half the left is, and you know it, if not more so. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.